Alright, welcome back to the channel guys. Today we've got the Austrian Grand Prix. It looks like we're going to have a very interesting battle indeed. We have George Russell starting in P8, which is very exciting. Fingers crossed for him. The race is starting in 20 minutes, 21 minutes around about that time. And yeah, just a very good race that we have to look forward to with 3 DRS zones on this circuit. There will be a lot of overtaking. And yeah, hello guys, nice to see that you're back. Yeah, right, so we've got Gasly and Tsunoda in P6 and 7, both of the AlphaTauri performing very well, and Max Verstappen in P1 and Perez in P3. All four of those drivers are on Honda engines, and the Honda engine is performing very well here. We've definitely got some VTEC kicking in for sure around this circuit with the 3 DRS zones and the Honda cars being especially efficient as well. Yeah, I think Norris could stay in the top three. I think Norris definitely has the potential if he could manage his tyres correctly and not let them overheat too much. Then he definitely could stay ahead of at least Bottas. Maybe not Hamilton, but at least Bottas. Yeah, we have 20 minutes till the race start, guys, and yeah, um, it is race day. Yeah, hello, Rickus. Nice to see that you're back. Um, hello, Adludkrimi. I'm quite bad with these pronunciations, but yeah, cool. So it is looking good for AlphaTauri indeed, but Ferrari said that they had found pace, and they have not found any, unfortunately. They said that they were close to, they had found out what was wrong, and they are not, well, they're not doing very well. In P11, in fact, which isn't the best for Ferrari. And yeah, do I remember Top Gaming? I do remember Top Gaming, yeah. Is this your other account? Because I do remember Top Gaming. Um, what's up? Yeah, I said last week was he's yeah. All right, nice. So Alonso did get blocked in Q2 by Vettel. And Vettel has got a 3 place grid penalty for that. He's going to be starting P11 instead of P8. Which is rather unfortunate because he was doing quite well and it was his birthday yesterday, so not the best birthday present from the FIA, but you can't do much about that. It was mostly the team's fault that they didn't tell him that that Alonso was coming behind him. So yeah, there is a 40% chance of rain, but as you guys might have seen on my Instagram post, there was I put a little meme up. It was the entire track is sunny and everywhere around the track is just complete rain, because that's usually how it is at an F1 track. There's like some force field generated by the F1 cars where there's just no rain. And yeah, there's a subs only chat. I think I'll change it to subs only chat when we have around 500. Well, when we have 1,000 viewers, and then I'll change it to subs only, just so we don't get too much spam. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you're back. And yeah, so Danny Rick, McLaren still say that they have faith in him to improve and get up high into the higher places. And well, he has been putting in a lot of work in the simulator, but still not doing so well on the track. So we'll have to see if that simulator work can translate over. Has been doing race runs on the simulator as well. So yeah. I don't know how Russell's going to get screwed over, but hopefully he doesn't get screwed over, because it's just not. Um, Russell has been doing absolutely amazing in that Williams. Got into Q3 for the first time yesterday, on the medium tyres as well, which was very good. So hopefully he can get points. He does have a strategy advantage over everyone else who is in the top 10. Well, no, everyone else. So from Gasly, Tsunoda, Vettel, and Stroll, he has an advantage over all of them because he's starting on the medium. So strategy advantage, that's good for him. Hello, Tom Slade. I am excited for today. Today's going to be a good race. What are your predictions for the race? Norris has been doing a good job. He was only 500ths of a second off Max Verstappen's pole time. Max did say that his pole lap time wasn't the best, but nevertheless, Lando Norris 5 hundredths of a second away from Max Verstappen, 5 hundredths away from pole. Um, Very, very good indeed from him. We'll have to wait and see if he can hold on for the podium. Um, yeah, the track temperature is lower than it was last year, 2 degrees. Well, no, lower than last week. It was only it was 4 degrees lower now, so we'll have less tyre wear. But then tyre warm up will also be an issue. Why is it not updated for? It will be updated as soon as they go out on the formation lap. It will be updated for Vettel's grid penalty. Can't do anything about that right now. And if Norris wins or Russell gets points, you will drink milk more than I always do. All right. Yeah, we have some bets going on. I think last week we had a bet if Mazepin spins, then someone's going to donate like a fiver or something. So, yeah, I guess you guys can keep betting away. And if you want to play a drinking game on every time I play So Yeah, then you might have to go to hospital. But yeah, Vettel grid penalty. He does have a grid penalty because he blocked Alonso in Q2 yesterday. He will be starting in P11 instead of P8, three-place grid penalty, but it hasn't been updated yet. It will be updated in as soon as the race starts, so don't worry about that. And yeah, that's about it for now. Hello, Unishgiri. Nice to see that you're back. I will tell you my name if we hit 10k by the end of the year. So yeah, that's your target, guys. Everyone's gonna hit the like button, subscribe, so we hit 10k by the end of the year. That's my target. Yeah. Oh, you're from Austin, Texas, the home of the USGP. Yeah. Hospital. Yeah, no, I say so. Yeah, rather. Well, yeah, you're gonna end up knocked out at least, I guess. It's F1 2021. Yes, F1 2021 is coming out on the 16th of July. I will be playing it on the day it comes out and the weekends after it as well. So look forward to that because I have some very interesting challenges planned up, like inverted brake and accelerator pedals, and we'll be messing around with 0% AI and having a bit of fun. So look forward to that for sure, and make sure to subscribe. Drink a pint of beer every time you. Right, okay. Well, I don't know if you'll be in the chat for a long time if you hear it during the race. Um, yeah. And then we have Giovinazzi, who's outqualified Raikkonen for about 5 weeks in a row, I think, or he's been doing significantly better than Raikkonen for quite a lot of weeks now. So Giovinazzi has been doing a good job. Let's see if Raikkonen can strike back in the race because he does have a lot of experience. And we'll have to wait and see if that experience can help him in the race with the time management and everything. We do have a quote from Christian Horner, so I'm just going to quote what he has said. He said, "It's great that we're starting on pole position, but it's a different race to last week. Different tyres, different conditions. That McLaren is seriously quick in a straight line. Checo found it hard to pass Lando last weekend." So Christian Horner is alluding to that Checo Perez might have some issues passing Norris on the straights because there's just so much. They have so much pace, right, down the straight as well. So Perez is going to either have to overtake him in lap one, just send it in, or he's going to have to pull out some magic and make a move stick with like overtaking that that McLaren, which is an absolute rocket going down the straight. The race starts in 12 minutes time. So yeah, 12 minutes and the race will be underway. I'll just change the title actually, starting soon. And yeah, Norris is the main McLaren man. Yeah, Norris is doing a very good job in that McLaren compared to Ricciardo. Ricciardo is just not being able to perform and get much pace out of that car. So yeah, I just said so yeah again. You think Ricciardo will get points as usual, finish behind and fight into top 10? Um, Yeah, I mean, Ricardo has been. He's only P13, and with Vettel starting 11th, that doesn't affect him, but he should be able to get into the points because the McLaren is a rocket in a straight line. So since it is a rocket in a straight line, he should be able to get into should be able to overtake the Ferraris, which are rather slow in the straight line. The national anthem, I'm pretty sure the national anthem will be over in like 2-3 minutes, and then we'll have all the drivers going back to the grid, and then they'll be doing the formation lap, and we will be underway in 10 minutes time. How many likes for me to sing Super Max? I'd say if we hit like 1,500 likes, I would sing Super Max, but um, yeah, don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, we've got 300 viewers already, which is kind of cool. So if you guys haven't hit the like button, be sure to do that, because maybe we could hit 1.5k likes and then have to sing Super Max, which would be rather, rather embarrassing. But I would sing it with the music. I will add a yeah counter actually. On the summer break, I'll find out a way where you can type exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So yeah, and it will come up in the counter on the stream, which will be rather funny. It is going to be a sweet race. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch, especially with Norris up in P2. Let's see what he can do from that position. Maybe he could score a second podium in Austria in a row. Second podium at the Red Bull Ring in 2 years in a row. It is looking very good for him with that McLaren having so much top speed. Oh, we've got some updated information from the official F1, and they say that there is a 60% chance of rain here. We don't have any, so 60% chance of rain. I still don't think it's going to happen, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. If you make the song, yeah, if you do make the song, Ivan, of Super Hamilton, then I think I would play that as well. But I think you'd have to make that in the first place. No one's made a Super Hamilton song, but we do have some very dedicated Orange Army fans here, Max Verstappen fans, and Lando Norris said that they're all his own in the interview yesterday. He won the race. Oh no, he came P2 and then said, "Oh, thank you for all of the Orange fans here supporting McLaren," even though they were all supporting Max. But yeah, Norris has got a load of fans here. If it does rain, then Hamilton will have more of an advantage because he is very good in the rain, but so is Max Verstappen. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens if it does rain. The local weather report says no rain, and it is currently a very accurate weather channel. Well, yeah, I think the FIA might just be lying to get our hopes up a bit. You know, they might be like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna rain, guys, so just get really, really excited." Yeah, exactly. That's Rick is heading. That's exactly how I would type it out. 60% chance of rain. Um, yeah, 7 minutes till the Race start now. 7 minutes, and yeah. Are they in the box? Yeah, they will be they're in the box now. They're doing the final checks, and then they will be underway for the formation lap very, very soon. What are my podium predictions? My podium predictions are Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, so a Red Bull 1-2, which is rather bold because they haven't got a Red Bull 1-2 in many, many years. And then I think we could see Hamilton in P3. Yeah, Hamilton P3, or Norris, depending on how quick that McLaren is and how difficult Hamilton is finding it to overtake. It could be anyone's game for P3 though. Why are there laps? There must be zero, right? I don't know exactly. I think there's 71 laps around here in Austria, so 71 laps of the race. If there's a so yeah counter after the first race, I'll do as many laps on the Nürburgring Endurance in a Civic as you can. Is that a bad deal? Is that a deal to not screw me up that bad? Well, I would say that you would be doing a very long race at the Nürburgring, indeed. Hello, MCTG. Nice to see that you're back. Yeah, underway in now 6 minutes time. Just counting down the minutes now because we're going to have a very interesting race indeed, and no one can wait. If you guys haven't hit the like button or subscribe, be sure to do that. It says qualifying in the top left. That'll get updated in like 40 seconds. So yeah, no need to worry about that. And yeah, you're back from last week. Hi, Ahmed. I meant that there were laps after the driver's names like Max 16. Oh, that just means how many laps they did in qualifying yesterday, I think. Yeah, that just means how many laps they did in qualifying. Yeah. You have smashed the like button. I love to see that. Yeah. Alright. What is it now? 5 minutes till the race start, and yeah. Hoping Williams don't mess up George's pit stops. Um, I don't think. I think Williams will play it safe here rather than going for the most aggressive quick pit stop ever. I think they might go back off a little bit and try and get a safe pit stop, which won't screw his whole race up. Williams definitely do want to see those points, and Russell definitely does want to see them as well. Um, Ahmed, those are some pretty good predictions there. Max, Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Bottas, Gasly, Russell, Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda, Seb Vettel, and Charles Leclerc. All right, well, George Russell would have done very good in your predictions. I definitely do see Russell scoring points here, but I'm not going to jinx it. So I'm not going to be talking about Russell. Well, I'll talk about him, but I'm not going to talk about points whatsoever. Russell and points cannot be in the same chat message. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to we're just gonna jinx it, aren't we? Um, yeah. Hello, Anna. Nice to see that you're back. All right. Only now 4 minutes away from the race start. 4 minutes, and we will be underway for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's looking very good. Ocon, unfortunately, not having the best of his, not having the best qualifying sessions this weekend or last weekend. Both times ending up in P17, which is rather horrific in terms of where Alonso's been doing. Alonso could have definitely made it into top 10 if he wasn't blocked in Q2. So Ocon has not been performing very, very well. Yeah. I'll even stream the whole Nürburgring audio right after the race is finished to prove that I'm a man of my words. All right. Well, if I will definitely sort out a so yeah counter then. Um, yeah. Well, I'd love to see that. Maybe you could stream it onto my channel. That'd be rather cool. But yes, and I will commentate over it. I'll commentate over all of the Nürburgring laps. Um, hello, Kez. It wasn't Vettel's fault. I mean, to be honest, he wasn't told that Alonso was behind him, so it isn't Vettel's fault really. I think, to be honest, the team should have been fined, because it wasn't Vettel's fault. It was the race engineer's fault. So the team should be fined rather than Vettel being fined. Um, and then, if the driver's told that there's a person behind him and then he blocks him, then it's the driver's fault. But if the driver isn't told, then it's the team's fault. So I do think that Aston Martin should have got a penalty. But that's just Formula One for you, I guess. And the FIA's stupid penalty system. Hello, Kruby. You're not late, really. We've got 2 minutes till the race start, and yeah, we have a team radio from Lewis Hamilton, so I shall just play that, and then I'll reply to all your messages in the chat.
So yeah, Lewis, I've come down that one turn, but yeah, as Marcus reminded you, it is clouding over a little bit now.
Just tell me, Bono, so you said on those laps of the grid the tyres are cool, so is it rears leading the fronts?
Yep, copy.
So once the rears start overheating, it's going to go to oversteer, so I think one hold down is probably good.
Yeah, copy.
Right, so they're just doing some final setup adjustments on Lewis Hamilton's car there. Obviously, they want to make sure it's a perfect setup that they can get. And also, guys, what's going on here is one sec actually. Yeah, this should just refresh now. But Lando is doing very well. Supermax, indeed. I don't know why it still says qualifying, because the race, it will be here, so it will load up in a second or two. We will get the race stuff. And Science is starting on the mediums. I'll give you guys all of the tyres that everyone's starting on, in fact, once it loads up. Here we go. Best sectors, automatic tyres. Right. Once the drivers get out onto the track, then we will have, we'll find out which tyres that everyone's on, and yeah. You think Perez will block Hamilton and Bottas will let everyone by? Well, Bottas hasn't been doing the best, and Bottas definitely does find it very difficult to overtake in that in that Mercedes. Like he's just not been able to do it. Merck's only good in the clean air. That is true. So Bottas just not being able to. If he is able to overtake Hamilton, it will be very, very good for him, and it will be a statement towards Mercedes like, don't drop me, I'm doing good, I can overtake Hamilton. But yeah, we have some team radio from Lando Norris. I shall play that. Norris, our favourite Twitch streamer boy.
Alright, mate. Most of the people on mediums, but two cars, Sainz and Raikkonen with the hard on. Have a good race.
Right, so Sainz and Raikkonen starting on the hard tyres and everyone else is starting on the mediums, except for the guys who obviously did their fastest lap in Q2 with the softs. Yeah, alright. So, if you guys haven't hit the like button, be sure to do that. And if you guys haven't subscribed, also be sure to do that. It will be lights out very, very soon now. I think we're having a bit of delays, but the formation lap will be underway, and yeah. Norris qualifying reminds me of his qualifying in Imola. I don't remember what happened in Imola actually. Yeah, I guess if you could remind me what happened in Imola. We're only 6 likes away from 100 likes. If we could hit 100 likes before the race even starts, that'd be pretty sick. Yeah. Oops, what's this? Alright, well, it's gone nice. You could Russell score points? I definitely think that Russell could score points here. It's a very high possibility that he could score points. Oh, what's going on here? Alright, well, this is rather odd. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the data because it's not exactly... Alright, so it's just crashed. Alright, well, this is going conveniently. We've got another backup. Alright, so Aston Martin will score some serious points. Aston Martin definitely will score some really, really good points here. Yeah. Alright. Qualified P2, but he has exceeded track limits, so he's ended up P7. Yeah, that is true. You don't want to extend track limits. Alright, we have team radio from Fernando Alonso, and I'll fix this data very, very quickly, actually.
Okay, so once the engine is fired up, pit speed limiter on, first gear start, and you keep pit speed limiter on until pole position. Work the rear tires on the formation lap, retouch off after turn 10, and then 3 burnouts from the DRS line.
Right, I will...
We're not where we need to be here. Let's use that anger from yesterday, and let's have a good one. Yeah, let's try to enjoy a lot of this one.
Right, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with our usual data source, so we have a different data source here for today's stream. Lights are out, and the leader is Max Verstappen. Then we have Lando Norris in P2, Sergio Perez P3, Hamilton and Bottas P4. So no one has... Vettel obviously started P11, so he hasn't been able to do well, but George Russell is in P8. I will do the commentary from this. Obviously, we don't have the same commentary because... we've had some issues with the normal source of commentary, normal source of data. So I will, I'll change it so we get like all of the normal stuff back as soon as we can. But for now, we've got this commentary here, and the gaps are looking very, very close indeed. So it is lap 2 of the race, I can confirm. And Lando Norris is in P2, and he's still got a gap of 9/10 of a second now to Max Verstappen. So he could be able to hold on to P2 here. Perez has fell off Norris. 8/10 is a gap between him, so Norris might be able to... Perez might be able to keep up with Norris, but... Perez might be able to keep up with Norris, but it's going to be very difficult because that McLaren is very, very quick in a straight line. And if he is quick in a straight line, then it's going to be very difficult to overtake him, obviously. Stroll is still in P8. He's doing a good job. We currently have a safety car. Ocon has stopped at turn 3. So safety car, guys. I'll change the track status to safety car, in fact. Where's it gone? We have a full safety car, by the way, so not just a virtual safety car, full safety car. So I will get the data back as soon as I can now, because obviously everyone likes the usual source of data. Right, well, we're back to this. I'll do my best to get it back, but it's rather unfortunate that we haven't got it here. Has Verstappen crashed? I don't think Verstappen's crashed. I'm pretty sure it's Ocon has stopped on Ocon stopped and on turn 3, and that's why that's happening. So that's what's going on. That's why we have a safety car now. But Max is still in P1. Oh, it says Max has lost up, Ocon's crashed, and Russell's had a horrible start. I think he might have boxed to go into the pits, but he's down in P13. Maybe he'll be able to recover, but I'll have to wait and see on that. Yeah. What happened to Ocon? Ocon, yeah, he just got sandwiched. He has to stop by the racetrack because his race is over, unfortunately. I will do my best to get the commentary back up. It's just a horrible run of form for Ocon, really. It's a crash. Is that he just got sandwiched between Giovinazzi Schumacher, and then the contact broke his front wing and suspension, so that means he's just out of the race. We have a safety car. The car, they'll be taking Ocon's car out of the race now, off the track. I mean, we have team radio from Esteban Ocon himself, and then we have team radio from Valtteri Bottas as well.
I'm out, guys. That's it.
Yeah, so that was rather simple, wasn't it? He's just out. Russell is down in P13, which is rather unfortunate, but it is safety car condition, so there is a chance for him to overtake. I'll inform everyone who's done a pit stop. So Sainz has done a pit stop, Kimi's done a pit stop, Alonso's done a pit stop, so's Schumacher, Latifi, and Mazepin. Everyone else is still out on the tyres that they started the race on. We have team radio from Valtteri Bottas. I'll just put the little graphic up and then I'll play Bottas is radio. Here we go.
So exit 03, debris all the way past the Aramco gantry.
Yep, so there's just a lot of debris around the track, so it's going to take a while. We do have a full safety car. I will check if we have the map back, but it just looked like it's completely crashed. The source where we get the data from is just completely down, which is rather unfortunate indeed. Yeah, so alright, you do want Lando to win. I think Lando should definitely win. The data is back, alright. I'll have a look then. For me, it's still broken, so yeah. We have Lewis Hamilton radio, so I'll play that. We have safety car in this lap as well.
Okay, Lewis, we'll leave it up to you, but strat 5 or 6 for the restart. Currently in strat 6.
Yep, so they're just telling Hamilton to completely push because this is where they can make up the time and maybe prevent a Red Bull 1-2, which would be rather unfortunate if that does happen. Well, especially for the Mercedes team, a Red Bull 1-2 would be very, very bad for them. Where's Seb? Seb is in P9, so he did get a good start on the safety car. All of the drivers now queuing up for the safety car restart, and yeah, the data is back. Right, well, I'll have a look. Oh, the data is back. All right, that's nice. Here we go. Yep, the data's back. All right. Yeah. All right, so data's back. Right, so I'll do the commentary again. So safety car restart. Verstappen is still in the lead. Perez has lost loads of positions. Hamilton now through. Perez dropping back through the field. So Perez has had an issue. Now we have Bottas in P4. Gasly, everyone has been promoted one place because Perez had an absolute shocking safety car restart. He was up in P3, so good for him, but maybe he's lost a chance of a podium here. And now we have Daniel Ricciardo. And Daniel Ricciardo's made up loads of places, starting P13 now all the way up into P9. Verstappen is setting quickest laps. Norris has got the fastest third sector by a millisecond. And Hamilton is pushing Norris like crazy. So 0.5 of a second is the gap now, going down the straight. But Norris will not have DRS. DRS has not been enabled yet. We have some team radio from Fernando Alonso, which I shall play.
Okay, so Ricciardo out of 1, gain 3 or 4 positions. So I guess penalty will come very soon. I mean, it was amazing what he did. Amazing.
Yeah, so basically Ricciardo's just absolutely cut the corner, and Alonso's assuming that he's going to get a penalty. Only driver to have pit currently is Antonio Giovinazzi, apparently. I'll just have a quick double check of that. And then we have Bottas in the fastest first sector. Norris still holding off Lewis Hamilton here. 2.3 seconds is the gap between Norris and Hamilton. We have some team radio from Sergio Perez, and we'll find out what happened to him. So here we go.
He pushed me off.
Well, that was rather simple. Perez got pushed off the track, and that's what happened to him. Rather unfortunate indeed. He did. It's basically what happened to Albon. Lewis Hamilton has done the same mistake twice. Two years in a row now. He's just pushed Perez off into the gravel. So it looks like Hamilton may get a penalty. We'll have to wait and see. Perez has lost loads of positions because of that now. Hamilton now 6/10 is a gap between him and Norris. DRS will be enabled next lap. 7/10 is a gap going down the straight now, but Norris is an absolute rocket ship going down the straight, so it's going to be very, very difficult, even though they have the same Mercedes engine, for them to actually pull off an overtake. 6/10 is a gap, and that's around what it's hovering there. Leclerc is putting pressure on Sergio Perez, but Perez is putting pressure on Norris. We have a DRS train forming behind Yuki Tsunoda. We have Yuki Tsunoda all the way down to Charles Leclerc, so P6 to P11 with a what's it called? A DRS train. We have an incident with Giovinazzi, who's overtaken Leclerc on the pit lane entry or something. So I think there might be a penalty for Hamilton, but I have to wait and see if that actually happens. Hamilton. Bottas has got the fastest middle sector. That might just be because due to a lack of dirty air. And Hamilton is pulling away very, very quickly indeed. Oh, it's not a safety car. Oh, yeah. Sorry. It's green flag running. It's not a safety car. Probably should change that. I think it'll just be a 10-second penalty, not a grid drop or anything like that. Yep. Alright, if you guys haven't liked or subscribed, be sure to do that. It will really help out the channel, especially with this little iffy start that we've had at the start of the race. You don't think Hamilton will get a penalty? I mean, according to the FIA, they usually don't get a penalty here, which is rather difficult. Pirelli have said, oh yeah, we've just hit 1k viewers, so it's really nice. Pirelli have said that the safety car will favour the soft tyre runners by reducing the tyre wear and degradation. A crucial point in the race when the cars are full of fuel, because when the cars are full of fuel, we have loads of tyre wear. So the safety car is really helping out those soft tyres runners. So maybe the strategy advantage that George Russell had, unfortunately isn't paying off right now, which is rather unfortunate for him, because he's dropped down from P8 to P13, or now up into P12, but he's having a bit of a shocker of a start, to be honest. Verstappen is doing the exact same of what happened last week, guys. He's just pulling away from everyone, so it's a good job from Verstappen, just pulling away from everyone. But it might not make the most exciting of races. Sergio Perez is on the mediums, so yeah, there is that. I shall. Can you show the current tyres? I will show the current tyres. Oops. Here we go. Points, best lap, best sectors, auto tyres. Right, yeah. So everyone is on. Verstappen's on everyone's on the mediums or hards except for Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll, and Vettel. So the AlphaTauris and Aston Martins are on soft tyres. And Sainz and Raikkonen are on hards, and so is Giovinazzi, and everyone else is on medium tyres. Yeah. It is a very awesome job from Verstappen. I think we also deserve some Supermax music for that. Because, well, yeah, Supermax. Max is doing an absolutely great job. I think we'll have some more commentary after Supermax. It'll only take 20 seconds or so. So, yeah, very good job from Max, though, so I think he does deserve it. Let's just turn the volume up. Here we go. Yep, so really good job from Max. So in the last 10 minutes, what's happened is that on lap 1, Antonio Giovinazzi and I think it was Mick Schumacher sandwiched Esteban Ocon. Esteban Ocon is out of the race. We had a safety car because of him. So there was loads of debris on the track. They've cleared all of that up. And then we've had, on the safety car restart, Lewis Hamilton pushed Perez off onto the gravel. So Perez definitely losing out on the safety car restart. Hamilton might get a penalty because of that, because it's just not very fair, because he's done that 2 years in a row now. Pushed a Red Bull onto the gravel at turn 4. And then that's about it really. George Russell has unfortunately dropped out of the points because of bad lap 1. And yes, so I will play some Lando Norris radio because we have some more that has come in. And then yeah.
Gasly's doing 10.4s, 10.4s.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Norris is basically his team was telling him what Gasly's doing, and Norris is like, I don't care, I'm not with Gasly. Gasly's on the soft, I'm on the mediums. And yeah, very good job from Norris, still holding on to P2, holding off Lewis Hamilton. 6 tenths is a gap now. DRS will definitely be enabled. Hamilton will definitely be gaining down the straights, but with that rocket ship of a McLaren, it's going to be very, very difficult to overtake. So yeah. We are now 10 laps into the race, 61 laps to go, and yeah, you hope that Norris blocks Hamilton until he pits. It will be, I hope Norris can stay on the podium, you know. Bottas is 3 seconds behind Hamilton, so there is a chance that Norris will be, even if Hamilton does overtake him, then I think that Norris will be able to do it, be able to hold off Valtteri Bottas at least to get the podium here, because Perez is already out of contention because Hamilton has just pushed him off. The mods, if you guys can see this guy in the chat, I don't know what he's typing, he's watching F1 on this stream. If you could just ban him, that would be very helpful. He's not showing up on my screen for some reason, I don't know why. And the search on Google guy as well, yeah. If Multi Ninja or Kruby could ban him, that would be nice. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, thanks GamerFab. Yeah, right, that's how you say it. And then we have Ricardo, who's done a very, very good job indeed. He's up into P9. It's looking very, very good for him. He's performing very, very well indeed as well. So it's going well for Ricardo here, and yeah. All right, I'll just make sure these spammers can't spam anymore. So just 1 second here. All right, here we go. All right, I do appreciate it, Kruby. Thanks. All right. So back to the race now. 11 laps have passed. Norris is still holding a narrow lead over Lewis Hamilton, and yes. Yeah, it's sub only, so you have to be subscribed for 1 minute or so that's all right. And well, it's looking very, very good indeed for Max Verstappen, who's just pulling away. Norris holding that advantage, extending that advantage, in fact, and it's doing a very, very good job indeed. We have some team radio from Danny Rick. I was just talking about him before. Let's listen to this.
Tsunoda may be starting to struggle with tyres. He is the car ahead of Stroll.
Understood.
All right, so Perez, as we were saying, Tsunoda is struggling with tyres. Tsunoda goes into the pits, first driver to pit, 12 laps into the race. Very good. He is struggling with tyres, as Danny Rick's engineer pointed out. He's now dropped down into P17 after his first pit stop. We'll have to wait and see if Stroll, Gasly and Vettel can manage those tyres any better than him. And yes, how many laps? There's 71 laps in total, and yeah. All right. So we have now Stroll and Vettel battling away very, very closely. There is only 0.3 of a second gap between the two drivers, the two teammates. Thank you for all of you guys subscribing. I do appreciate it. Maybe we might get some team orders down at Aston Martin if Vettel continues pushing Stroll. very, very hard. Ricardo is 7 tenths behind him, but Ricardo's on the medium tyres, remember that. But maybe at this stage of the race, the mediums might be quicker than the softs because of tyre wear. Perez is doing a very good job. And yeah, the map is jumping, is it? Alright, I will refresh the map. So guys, the stream's it's just going to be quickly refreshed. Nothing's going to happen to this. We'll be back in like 2 seconds. So here we go. And yeah, 3, 2, 1, and we're back. Alright. All good now. The leaderboard is correct, yeah. So it's looking very good for Max Verstappen to get another points advantage over Lewis Hamilton here. He'll gain 7 points if Hamilton finishes P2 and Verstappen P1. 7 points advantage in the championship battle. It'll be very, very good for him. We have some team radio from Valtteri Bottas. He's now still 3.5 seconds away from Lewis Hamilton. We'll have to wait and see if there's anything regarding tyre information here.
Just to confirm, I'm driving to a plan A at the moment. Copy that. Plenty of space behind.
Alright, so they're talking about plan A. Valtteri Bottas is planning to drive on plan A. Plan A will most likely be a one-stopper going onto soft tyres or maybe going onto hard. So we'll have to wait and see because I'm not the strategist here. And yeah. Oh, okay. So it wasn't actually Hamilton that pushed Perez off. It was actually Norris that pushed him off at turn 4. So that's what happened to Perez. He was pushed off at turn 4 onto the gravel. So that's why he's so far down. George Russell is up into P10. Yuki has pitted. Stroll has also pitted. But the thing is that, yeah, Stroll's also pitted. Russell hasn't pitted yet, so that's not his net position. Russell is still in a net P12, not being able to get any higher up. But yes, it is looking good for George Russell, in fact. Alright, so 57 laps left of the race. 8 tenths is the gap between Norris and Hamilton. Norris is managing this gap very, very well here. He's been putting in a lot of solid, consistent laps, and he's managing his tyres as well. So if he can hold off Lewis Hamilton, maybe go off for an undercut and then come out ahead of him, that'll be very, very good. George versus Kimi, it is very close in between those two drivers. 7 tenths is the gap now. Kimi has DRS on George. It'll be the most experienced driver in F1 battling away against one of the youngest upcoming talents of F1. Very, very interesting to watch. And yeah, Vettel has done a good job up into P5. He's managing his tyres very, very well. So Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll, all of them have pitted. Vettel is still doing amazingly, setting green lap times here. So better than his personal best on those on those soft tyres. So all of that experience that Seb Vettel has is coming in very useful here with those soft tyres, because he's just being able to manage them and being able to make sure that they still has tyre life to put in good lap times. And well, he's been doing that for a long time now, and if he can continue doing that, it'll be very, very good for him. Thank you for the subscription. And Verstappen is still setting fastest laps after fastest laps on here now, so it is looking very good for Max Verstappen to just carry on pushing and getting in like good just getting good distance away from Hamilton. Now 7 seconds is the gap between Verstappen and Norris. Before it was 3 seconds. So yes, we have some team radio from Kimi Räikkönen and we have some team radio from Lewis Hamilton. I'll reply to all your messages in the chat right after that.
Okay, Kimi, Russell being told to stop using overtake, so he might be vulnerable.
Yep, so that's what we were talking about, the battle between Russell and Räikkönen. Russell does not have any overtake mode, unfortunately, because probably might be saving the battery, might be having an issue with the engine. Have to wait and see on that. But yeah, so he has no. Russell has no overtake. Räikkönen will be attacking very, very hard. And now we have some team radio from Lewis Hamilton, which I shall play as well.
What point should I back up?
Stand by. Lewis, let's just keep the pressure on for the time being.
Right, so Lewis is just saying let's keep the pressure on and not worry too much about the tyres. So Hamilton's obviously saying I'm in the dirty air of Norris here, so I'm going to be losing a lot of time, and especially my tyres will be overheating. So Lewis Hamilton wants to drop back and get like and cool his tyres down and make sure they last long. But the team's saying carry on, keep on putting pressure onto Lando Norris. And as long as he keeps on putting pressure onto Lando Norris, it will be very, very good for him. All right, so someone said that Vettel will be losing positions when he does pit eventually. But if you look at it, Vettel comes out significantly ahead of Stroll here. Stroll had a bit of an issue. Vettel now coming out of the pit lane exit, but he will be battling Gasly. By the looks of it, he is actually ahead of Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll. We'll have to wait till the first sector to get the exact time. But by the looks of it, the overcut may have worked for him. And no, unfortunately, he's 1 second behind Stroll. So the overcut hasn't worked. But it was still good time management from Seb's part, being able to go out and still be on those green purple sector times. You think I'm cool, right? Well, I think you're cool. So cool and cool. Hamilton sets the fastest first sector. He has a very big toe off Lando Norris here. As Mercedes said, keep on putting the pressure on him, and that's exactly what Hamilton's been doing. 4/10 is the gap now, and with the fastest first sector, he's definitely within the DRS, and he's going very, very strong. To try and overtake Norris here. Thank you for the subscription, Mega Slick Dude. I do appreciate it. And well, that's about it. Perez is pushing very hard to try and recover from his incident with Lando Norris. He says that Norris has pushed him off onto the track. Norris pushed him off. So what happened to Perez? Well, at turn 4 on the safety car restart, exactly like it happened last year. Lewis Hamilton pushed Alex Albon off onto the gravel in turn 4 last year, and this year Lando Norris has pushed Sergio Perez off into the gravel. So Norris was given a penalty for that, but still Perez's race has been ruined. He still has to put in a lot of work if he wants to get back up into the podium place. So we have some team radio from Lewis Hamilton. I shall play that.
So you can give us a balance check when you can.
That's pretty good, just really going off.
Alright, so Hamilton's just saying the balance is good on the tyres, but his rear tyres are wearing out significantly quicker than all of the other tyres. Oh, as I was talking, Vettel has just overtaken Stroll into turn 4. Very good overtake. He's just swooped it down the inside. Maybe a bit of team orders, but they were two teammates, didn't want to collide and ruin the relationship. So Vettel now ahead of Stroll, setting green sectors, going 6/10 quicker a lap. So I think it's fair enough that Vettel is ahead of Stroll. Max Verstappen still pushing, and as I say that, Lewis Hamilton overtakes Lando Norris. So Lando Norris has finally dropped the position 20 laps into the race now, and Norris has finally dropped behind. So 20 laps of the race, Norris has been able to hold up Lewis Hamilton. So very good job from Norris, but unfortunately his time management skills and the Ferrari the McLaren has just not had that much pace. So some of you guys were saying Norris doesn't deserve P2. Well, he's lost P2 now. He's in P3. He will definitely hold up Valtteri Bottas though. Maybe Norris can come back at him now. 7/10 is the gap. Maybe he might get some DRS. 6/10 is the gap now. But it will be very, very difficult. Perez. When I said Norris got a 5-second time penalty, when I said he got a 10-second time penalty, it's actually a 5-second time penalty. So yeah. And as Fernando did say, all the time you have to leave a space. Yes, that is very true. All right. So now Vettel coming up onto the back of Tsunoda. 1.5 seconds is the gap for him, and he has 5-lap fresher tyres compared to Yuki Tsunoda. So Vettel will be definitely pushing to try and match and beat Yuki, because the AlphaTauris were looking very, very strong at the start of the race and in qualifying as well. So hopefully if he can get ahead of these guys, then he can put in some good laps and come out ahead of these guys. All right, so then we have Lando Norris is still 1.5 seconds away. It's looking rather bad for him, but Danny Rick's up into P5, guys. If you hadn't realised, it's looking very good for Danny Ricciardo. Started P13 up into P5. A very, very good job for him. The people above him have pitted, so that's why Ricciardo's up into P5. But nevertheless, he is up in P5. Lando Norris says, "Are the brakes on fire?" On the team radio. Don't have the official clip, but I know what he says. So Norris is having issues with his brakes overheating. It is a one-stop strategy around the circuit. The pit stop time is just so long, and there's not enough corners to make it up. Doing a two-stop strategy here. And if there's any Ricardo radio, then I will play the Ricardo radio. That will be all right. Yeah. So Russell is up into P9, but don't get your hopes up because he's still yet to pit when some of the drivers behind him has pit. You think Norris has damage again? Oh, yes. Oh, I know what you mean. If something gets stuck in the brake ducts, then Norris might have some brake issues there. Have to wait and see. He did ruin Perez's race. That is fair. But Yuki Tsunoda has also got a 5-second time penalty because he crossed the white line on pit exit, which is just a rookie mistake, and I guess he is a rookie, so it's fair enough. But you should not be making that mistakes in F1, especially once you've been driving a race car for so long. Obviously, he hasn't driven it as much as all of the other drivers, but still, no one wants Verstappen's brakes to fail. To be honest, Russell could get points, but still he has a way to go. He's still yet to pit compared to all of the other drivers, and it's going well for him. There's no issues with the car. Unfortunately, can't use any overtake, but that might just be because his battery's a bit low. And yeah, Vettel is closing up on Tsunoda, gained 0.4 of a second since I last talked about him, and gained 0.5 of a second actually. So he's gaining very quickly to Yuki Tsunoda, and yes, F for Lando, I guess. Yeah. But I mean, he's not out of the race yet, so I don't think we should say an F yet. Let's wait and see what he can do. Maybe he can undercut Lewis Hamilton. 2.3 seconds is the gap. So Hamilton has pulled away now. But maybe Norris can pull off the undercut of dreams. You know, he definitely does have a lot of talent, Lando Norris. So if he can definitely pull off a good in lap and out lap, and if Mercedes have a little pit stop issue, then Norris might be able to get up into the points. I don't think we have any team radio from Russell. We only had the old one. Oh no, we do. Never mind.
Gap behind 0.9. Let's get some feedback on tyres. How are the tyres?
The rears are coming back to me, feel like a yo-yo, to be honest.
So Lando Norris is just saying that the rear tyres are yo-yoing about. So some corners he feels as if he has grip, some corners he doesn't. That's usually caused by the fact that the tyres are overheating, and then in some corners you have less load going into tyres, and then the tyres don't overheat as much. So Norris might be able to hold on if he can cool the tyres down and make sure not to get too much wheel spin out of the race. Yes, his talent is damaged. Yeah, Norris is. Kruby is trolling. Yeah. Vettel just had the fastest first sector for a second there. Verstappen quickly stole it off him, but that Aston Martin is very quick in the slipstream, and Vettel, as I was talking about, is closed up to Tsunoda now. Gap between Vettel and Tsunoda is 0.5 of a second, and gap between Tsunoda and Giovinazzi is also it's 0.7 of a second now. But Vettel is gaining rapidly on Tsunoda, and Tsunoda's going to have to watch out because Vettel will send a dive bomb into turn 1 or turn 3. One of the best overtaking opportunities on the entire circuit, really. And the top speed here is from Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc got a top speed of 327 kilometers an hour. That is so quick, especially in this F1 car. He obviously got DRS and a massive toe going down the straight. Surprised he didn't get the quickest sector time. It was George Russell on the radio before. Mazepin isn't out. Mazepin's just been lapped because he's terrible at Formula 1. So yeah, that's why he's not out. I forgot to change the settings on the map. So Mazepin is out. We have some team radio from Max Verstappen. He's just at a fastest lap, by the way. So maybe if he's complaining about the team about his tyres, then I'll be rather shocked.
Yeah, becoming a little bit more difficult now with tyres, but
Understood, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah. So Max has just said it's becoming a little more difficult with tyres, and let's see, guys. He just goes and set fastest lap. I don't know. It doesn't seem to line up with me. Yeah, so he might be just pulling the Bono my tyres are dead strategy here. So Norris, Verstappen is still doing good. Setting fastest lap 11 seconds away from Lewis Hamilton. So still pulling out very well. Yeah. Alright guys, if you guys haven't liked the stream, be sure to like the stream if you're enjoying the commentary. And if you guys haven't subscribed, also be sure to do that. And if we hit 1.5k likes on this stream, then I'm going to sing Super Max. So I guess that's your target. 1.5k likes. We've got 1.7k viewers. So if you guys all hit the like button, then you might have to hear me sing Supermax, which would be rather funny. But now back to the race now. Still, no one else has pitted. Vettel is right on the back of Tsunoda still. 5/10 is the gap. He might be able to make a move, stick into turn 4. He will have DRS, of course. He has not got any pressure from behind. Stroll has fallen away. Vettel is outperforming Stroll as expected, really. Thanks, Idemo Enderbez for the subscription. And Perez has... thanks, Atomy Park for the subscription as well. So Perez is closing up on Leclerc now. 7/10 is the gap. Hopefully he'll be able to do that. Thanks, Kent Pearson, for the subscription as well. Ocon is out of the race. He is out because Mick Schumacher and Antonio Giovinazzi sandwiched him, and then yeah. What happened to Max? Shouldn't have pulled away. Well, it might make the race a little bit more boring, but guys, if Max Verstappen pulls away and scores more points, then the championship battle also gets a lot more interesting indeed. Hamilton sets the fastest third sector, which is rather quick, and that's all completely down to pace there. Third sector, you lose time if you have dirty air or slipstream. So Hamilton still has tyre life left in his tyres. Yeah. Oh yeah, the likes did just fly up. We're on 26 likes now. So yeah, I guess you guys do want to see me sing Supermax. So I guess just carry on hitting that like button. But anyway, back to the race now. Oops, what's going on here? I'll just be changing this. So the best lap. Max Verstappen still has the fastest first sector, and it's looking good for him. And it's just Max Verstappen's managing the gap now, hovering around 11 seconds. He should be able to hold that gap for the entirety of the race. Doesn't look like he will be able to pull off a two-stopper, but I don't think he'll need to either. Vettel's still hounding the back of Tsunoda. 6/10 is a gap. Tsunoda's constantly under pressure here, but Vettel's tyres will be overheating. Vettel does have the tyre advantage of 5 seconds, but he has 5 lap newer tyres, but then also his tyres will be overheating, so that tyre advantage might be lost very, very soon. 2/10 is a gap, so he might be able to pull off an overtake into turn 4. He definitely does have the DRS in the slipstream. He will pull out into turn 4, and it's 1/10 is a gap now, so does he go for the move into turn 4? No, unfortunately, going side by side, but not being able to make a move stick around turn 4 there. Had to back out of it, really. It's just too dangerous, as we saw what happened to Sergio Perez and Alex Albon last year. We have team radio from Valtteri Bottas. I shall play that. Here we go.
So the race situation, you have 23 seconds to Ricciardo, so you have the pit stop gap. Norris with a 5-second penalty doesn't.
Right, so, as you guys should remember, Norris has a 5-second time penalty as well, so he has to be careful of that. Valtteri Bottas has a pit stop gap to Danny Rick, so if Bottas pits, he'll come out ahead of Danny Rick. That's how far ahead the top 4 are. But Norris, Mercedes might be looking for a pit stop here, maybe to undercut Lando Norris. 1.8 seconds is a gap between Norris and Bottas, so Bottas doing good, might be able to catch up here. You hope Russell stays in the top 10. Russell is still yet to pit. All of the other drivers have, the drivers below him, some of the drivers have pitted. So there is a chance that Russell could get in top 10, but we'll have to wait and see if that actually happens. Still, now the gap between Vettel and Tsunoda is hovering around 4/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second now. They're going around turn 5. Vettel not being able to make much stick around here. The dirty air is obviously negatively affecting his tyres. Stroll has caught up to him because obviously they're all dropping down slowly. Danny Rick is the first to pit out of the top 5. He comes out now around about P13, 14. Have to wait and see if that's good enough for him to carry on going into the race and maybe score some points. So Bottas definitely does have a pit stop gap now. And yeah, Norris is holding on to P3 as it stands, but Bottas will more than likely undercut him in the pit stops when the McLaren has to serve a 5-second penalty, because Norris obviously has a 5-second penalty because he hit Sergio Perez. So Norris is serving the 5-second time penalty here. Valtteri Bottas is coming through the pit lane. So Valtteri Bottas overtakes Lando Norris in the pit lane because obviously Norris had a 5-second time penalty. Let's see if Lando Norris can put up a fight and get P3 off Valtteri Bottas. Yeah. We have some team radio from George Russell, so all you Russell fans here, I shall play that.
Okay, George, gap behind 1.0. Let's keep pushing, let's keep pushing. How is the balance?
It's coming back to me, but it's still quite on my nose. Probably 1.5 down for this tyre.
Alright, so George Russell is saying, yeah, Russell was saying the balance is towards the front, so he's going to reduce some of the front, reduce the angle on the front wing by maybe 1 or 1.5. And yeah, so Russell is coming out of the pits now. Hamilton is also boxed. Hamilton is boxing now as well. So everyone's pitting except for Max Verstappen. So Max Verstappen might be going for the Grand Slam here. Oh no, I don't think that's a Grand Slam, but he is very close to a Grand Slam at least. Max is dominating, but yeah, even anyone at the top being close quarters battle is a lot more interesting than any single person dominating here. Which is kind of what we want. We want to see close battling. Hopefully in F1 next year with the new regulations, we'll get some good overtaking and good battles. But for now, we've got this. So yeah, thank you, Lewis Silver, for the subscription, and whoever subscribed before. I forgot because I didn't read it. I just heard the sound. Vettel's still pushing on Tsunoda now. He's not been able to make much stick now, had to fall back, gap now 1 second, so he'll be cooling down his tyres to go for another attack. Max Verstappen is also into the pits. If Red Bull do not mess up a pit stop, then it looks like Verstappen will have a significant lead in this race. He has already lapped Esteban, he's already lapped Mazepin, and he's also lapped Giovinazzi. Thanks, Go Cool Silverless, for the subscription. If you guys haven't subscribed or hit the like button on the stream, then be sure to do that. It will really help out. Thanks, Razor Gaming, as well. And if you guys didn't know, 1.5k likes and I will sing Supermax. So, yeah. And now we have Valtteri Bottas now is pulling away from Lando Norris, in fact. So, Valtteri Bottas doing a good job. But he has basically been gifted P3 because of Norris's penalty, rather than actually earned it through overtaking him. We would love to see some action between the two drivers, but the gap is now 0.3 of a second, so it's looking rather unlikely that 3 full seconds, in fact. So it's rather unlikely that we're going to get any battling there. Alonso pits, comes out behind Vettel and Stroll. Russell also comes out behind Vettel and Stroll, so it's going to be difficult for those guys to come on and get into the points again. But we have a very big clump of cars here. We have Latifi, Tsunoda, Vettel, Perez, Stroll, Russell, all very, very close to each other, all looking to overtake each other. We'll probably have a DRS train forming very, very soon as well. Tsunoda looking to go on a move into at Latifi here. Latifi still on the medium tyres, yet to pit. 1/10 of a second is the gap, and Tsunoda pulls off the move into turn 4. Bottas sets the fastest lap of the race. Very, very quick from him. And yeah. Thank you, Canatu, for the subscription. We might just get a Verham bot. That might be a bit anticlimactic to watch as a race, but it is rather interesting to see if Perez can make it through the field in that Red Bull, because as we know, Bottas, who is the number 2 driver at Mercedes, and whether you like it or not, is having a very, very difficult time overtaking with the Mercedes car. Obviously, Hamilton has no issue, and Verstappen neither has any issue overtaking. So if Perez can overtake in that Red Bull, it is a good indicator for Christian Horner that he is a capable driver. And yeah. Sainz and Raikkonen are both in the points, but they are both still yet to pit. So we'll have to watch out for that, because both drivers still haven't pitted yet, and then everyone will be promoted 2 more places when those guys do eventually pit. Alright, next driver, what's going on now? So Stroll is putting pressure onto Seb Vettel here. So Vettel's tyres might have worn out or he might have had a little bit of a mistake. It looks like he had a bit of a mistake on the final sector, but Vettel's tyres were definitely overheating when he was behind Tsunoda, and he is doing a good job to just stay behind and manage those tyres properly, because that's the most important part, really. Thank you, Mr. Phoenix for Life, for subscribing. Perez is in 10th because he was hit on the safety car restart by Lando Norris, and that's why he's all the way down there. Leclerc is now next to pit. When Ricciardo pit, Leclerc was right behind him, and now he is significantly behind Ricciardo. Actually, 5 seconds is the gap. Lewis Hamilton says on the team radio, "Such a great driver, Lando." I'm assuming that's because Lando Norris easily let Lewis Hamilton by. But yeah, it was some nice teamwork, I guess. But I don't know. We have some team radio from Lewis Hamilton, so I shall play that.
So Verstappen 13 seconds ahead on new hard tyres.
How's he so far ahead?
Yeah, he managed to build that gap whilst we were racing Norris.
Yep, so there is a 13-second gap for Verstappen to claw back onto Lewis Hamilton here. For Lewis Hamilton to claw back onto Max Verstappen here. Ivan, we've already got 4 mods, so I don't think there's any need for any more moderators. We have enough moderators in the chat now. So not going to look for too many more mods. Maybe if we hit like 10k or so towards the end of the year, I might get a few more mods. But 4 mods, and I like these mods: Multi Ninja, Kruby, MCTG, and Gamer Fabschnicking. All of these are great mods, so don't need any more. It is looking good though for George Russell. George Russell is in P14, gaining on the back of Stroll now, 7/10 of a second. He is the gap 5/10 of a second now, so he is definitely within the slipstream and DRS, and he's gaining. 15 dislikes. I don't know who has disliked that much. So yeah, I don't know why you dislike the stream, really. The stream's looking pretty good. If you don't like it, then just go somewhere else. We could hit 300 likes, but that would be pretty cool. Thanks, Valentin, for the subscription. We have some team radio from Valtteri Bottas. I shall play that. Where is it? Valtteri Bottas.
So please stay away from exit curb at 10. Lewis might have some damage from that.
Alright, so they're just talking about the exit curb on the final corner of the track. They're saying Lewis Hamilton might have got some damage from the exit curb, so they're telling Bottas to stay away. The curbs around Austria are very, very dangerous. They're telling Bottas to watch out, really. We're nearly gonna hit 2,000 viewers. That would be pretty cool. Maybe we could hit some more as well. If you guys have any other fans, have any other friends that watch F1, maybe share the live stream. It will help out a lot. All right, so back to the stream now. We have Gasly gaining on Kimi Raikkonen. Raikkonen on the hard tires, Gasly on the hards as well. But Raikkonen's hards are from the start of the race, and Gasly's Gasly's pitted. So it is looking good for Pierre Gasly, and he has made the overtake stick. Well, he hasn't actually made an overtake stick. Raikkonen has just pitted, so Gasly probably would have overtaken him, but Raikkonen pits now, drops down the order. He will probably come out around about his teammate at Giovinazzi. It's going to be difficult for him to get back though. Kimi definitely does deserve some points. He is driving very, very well indeed. Perez, that's the fastest first sector by an absolute mile. Looks like he must have got a massive toe off Danny Rick here, because and Danny Rick got a toe off Gasly, so Sergio Perez got a double toe on the first sector, and his first sector time is purple, absolutely demolishing everyone else's. Let's check out his top speed, in fact, because it is looking very, very good indeed for Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez's top speed was 319 kph, very, very quick indeed, especially with the DRS and everything. So good job from Perez, but he'll still have to overtake. Everyone else. So 8 second. He's in P8 now, and he'll have to get up into P5 for it to be a good recovery drive. Nick Murphy, you just told me to stop talking. I mean, it's kind of commentary. If you don't want to listen to the commentary, just mute your phone or whatever. So, not really my problem. Charles Leclerc is setting purple-green sectors. He is lapping very well. He's putting pressure on Sergio Perez, in fact. So, it looks like the Ferrari has some good race pace, but they're just not there in qualifying, and they're not being able to make up in the race because overtaking is so difficult. So, that's a very good job from Leclerc. Oh, Phil Star 905 has donated $2 Canadian. Thank you so much. I do really appreciate it. Great job, brother. Thank you for doing this. Do appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, thank you. Yeah. I don't know what else to say really. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, and yeah. So back to, I do appreciate the donation. I think we're going to save up for a new microphone because this mic isn't too good. But yeah. Alright, so next thing to talk about is Danny Rick. Danny Rick has done absolutely amazing job. Started in P13. I think he hasn't pitted yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Danny Rick, has he pitted? Danny Rick has also pitted. So Danny Rick has made up 6 places from the race start here. And Ricciardo is doing a very good job. Started P13 and up into P7 now. One of the best drives here. Yeah. Who is in the net lead? Verstappen's in the net lead. So it's looking very good for Verstappen. And he's 16 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely just taking... just like flying away with the lead here, like he did last week, really, just dominating. So that is very good from Max Verstappen here. 31 laps left of the left of the race, and if he can overtake, then yeah, it's looking good for him. It's looking very good indeed. And Gasly doesn't have Ricciardo for company here because, well, no, he does have Ricciardo for company. In fact, Ricciardo's within his DRS zone, and Ricciardo is putting a lot of pressure on him. He's just dropped back now because he needs to conserve his tyres, but Perez will be looking to make an overtake on Ricciardo, and Ricciardo will be looking to make an overtake on Gasly. So it's going to be a good 3-way battle for P6 here between Gasly, Ricciardo and Perez. 0.6 of a second is the gap between all 3 of the drivers. It's looking very good. There is no radio, unfortunately. Oh no, we have some team radio from Danny Ricciardo actually, so I shall play that. Oh, we have some from Max Verstappen. I think I've just missed it a bit. Yeah, we have team radio from Max Verstappen. I'll play that. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay, Max, so I think we've got the margin at this stage to keep the car within the white lines as much as possible. Stay off the curbs where possible. Try to nose this home all the way.
Yep, so Verstappen has been told to stay off the curbs because he's what, 17 seconds into the lead now. 17 seconds in the lead. He does not need to push. So he's just managing the car, make sure he doesn't get any damage. And yeah, all right. So now we have some team radio from Danny Rick. So I'll play that.
Do your thing, Daniel. Do your thing.
So basically just telling Danny Rick to do his thing, which is looking pretty good because he's now 0.6 of a second away, looking very good indeed. Thank you, Hussein. Everyone who's watching the stream, I really do appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing the stream and you guys enjoy watching, so yeah. Max, Honda, Red Bull, yeah, they're all doing very well. VTEC has definitely kicked in for Max Verstappen. Gasly's also doing a good job. Tsunoda not being able to match Gasly, but obviously it's expected. Tsunoda's the rookie here. Gasly's been an experienced driver in Formula 1 for quite a while now. Yeah. Refresh the... Yes, I will actually... I think I'll do a quick refresh of it because don't want the drivers jumping around too much. We have some team radio from Charles Leclerc as well, so I shall play that. 3 seconds and we should be back, guys. Yeah, so all of this is back and then we'll get the map back as well. Oh, we have double team radio from Charles Leclerc actually. And we have a little graphic as well for him. So here we go. Alright, so he's complaining about something. Let's see.
Did you break my car?
with the car? Everything okay?
Okay, so by the looks of it, Charles Leclerc has had a bit of an issue with someone. By the looks of it, the issue has been with Sergio Perez. He thinks that Perez has just been a bit too aggressive with him, but Perez definitely needs to get a move on. As well, the fact is that Perez needs to do a good recovery drive. He is close to overtaking Ricciardo, so it is good, looking good for him. Maybe Vettel can get into the points. Only 2 seconds is a gap between him and the points and Yuki Tsunoda. What happened to Russell? Russell had a bad race start. Lap 1, he just dropped down from P9 into P13. Rather unfortunate for him. Yeah, so that's about it really. Let's see now. Perez still setting fastest first sectors. He is definitely getting a lot of toe off. Well, he's getting a double toe off Ricciardo and Gasly, as I said before. He is pushing very, very hard as well, looking to make up the lost time due to the issue. Leclerc's out of the DRS, so he might have had a bit of damage, might be falling back a bit. We'll have to wait and see. Verstappen has got... Verstappen's got fastest first sector. He's now coming up on traffic here. He's coming up on Lance Stroll, George Russell, Seb Vettel, Yuki Tsunoda. Yeah, I mean, Verstappen needs to make it through the traffic safely, not get any damage, not do anything stupid really. Yeah, just watch out and be sure with what he does. At least Russell had a good quali. Is Sainz going to pit? Sainz will pit very, very soon. He's on the medium tyre. He's on the hard tyre, so he's just like being... Maybe he'll go on to the soft tyres. I have to wait and see what actually happens to him. Yeah. Perez penalty. I don't think there is a penalty for Perez. Perez... Why does Perez have 5 second penalty? I don't think he does. Oh no. Oh, he pushed another driver off the track. Okay, so Perez pushed Leclerc off the track. Oh, okay, so Perez pushed Leclerc off the track, and that's why Perez has got a 5 second time penalty at turn 4. So basically, Perez did what Norris did to him, and then they've both got 5 second penalties. So yeah, that's what's happened. Verstappen has pitted, so yeah, that it might seem that Verstappen hasn't pitted. He's got an 18 second advantage, but that is in fact what's happened. He is literally 18 seconds ahead of Hamilton, and in fact, guys, it looks like we might get a bit of a battle between Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas here. 8 tenths is the gap between the two drivers, and well, yeah, I mean Bottas, and if Bottas can overtake Hamilton, it might be a big statement for him. Don't drop me. Don't pick George Russell. Pick me instead, because he's definitely fighting for a seat. Yeah, the Ferrari engineers will definitely be like, head down, we need to push, something like that. So yeah, poor Leclerc really. But I think Perez had that done to him, so he was just like a bit salty, I guess, and just drove him off the track a bit. Pierre Gasly pits for the second time onto hard tyres. So it looks like the hard tyres are wearing out rather quickly. Gasly hasn't not been able to manage them. Thank you, Jason Crow, for the subscription. 18 seconds is a very big margin indeed. Will Norris catch up to Bottas? Well, 2 seconds is a gap. If Bottas starts battling with Hamilton, then there is a very good chance that Norris will be able to overtake Bottas, or catch up to him at least. So if Bottas starts to battle with Lewis Hamilton, then yeah, Norris can definitely catch up. It is a poor performance from Ferrari. Well, Ferrari aren't doing too bad, like comparatively to 2018 and stuff. They haven't been doing that good, but yeah, obviously the Ferrari had a lot of, well, they had their issue, didn't they, in 2019 where their car just, well, in 2020 where their car was just so slow. So they're recovering from that now. They've recovered well, but yeah. Stroll is also in the pits, so it looks like it might be a two-stopper for the guys on the hard tyres who started on the softs, because the tyre wear is rather high here. Track temperature is now 34 degrees, so they might be getting some cold grainy. Oh yeah, cold grainy I think, or just quicker wearing out of tyres because they were all in the dirty air of someone else. now looking back, Perez is still pushing on to Ricciardo. Gasly is pitted now, so he's dropped back down. So Perez up into P7. He'll still have to make up into P4, P5 for it to be for a successful recovery drive. But yeah, Ricciardo needs to speed up if Perez isn't gonna overtake him, really. Oh, we're so close to 2,000 viewers. If we could hit 2,000 viewers, that'd be pretty cool. Perez, yeah, unfortunately Perez won't be getting a podium. We have team radio from Charles Leclerc again, I think. Wait, I'll just double check. I think it might be the same radio, but I'll just play it. Right, so we'll listen to the next radio from Leclerc then.
Okay, we've seen that. Just remember, he has a 5 seconds penalty.
Yep, so Leclerc is trying to overtake Perez, and Perez having none of it, just battling very, very hard indeed. And yes, so that's currently what's going on. There is another issue. Oh, so Perez might get another penalty, in fact. He's just done the same thing again. We'll have to wait and see if he does get a penalty. As I say that, Carlos Sainz goes into the pits. Oh, we're only 4 viewers away now. 9 viewers away from 2,000. If we could hit 2,000, that'd be pretty sick. Also, if you guys haven't hit the like button, then be sure to do that. We have 2,000 viewers, so if we hit 1.5k likes, I'm going to sing Super Max. So that's your incentive to hit the like button and subscribe as well. Yeah. So Sainz pits, comes out in P9. Vettel is in P10, but Vettel still might have to pit if he wants to make it to the end on those hard tyres. So Carlos Sainz did approximately 50 laps on those hard tyres. So maybe Vettel will be able to do 50 laps on the hard tyres. We'll have to wait and see, because Vettel is very good at tyre management, as we all know. And yes. Alright, so Bottas is still 1 second behind Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, he hasn't been able to make much inroads, but Lando Norris has caught up. So if Lando Norris has caught up, then it looks like quite likely that Norris might be able to... Only 1.5 seconds is a gap now between Norris and Bottas. So Norris might be able to steal P3 away from Bottas. Who knows? If Bottas doesn't start attacking Hamilton, then it'll be very, very difficult. Black and white flag for Mazepin, yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know what's happened to Mazepin, but that's probably a thing that you'd expect Mazepin to happen. Yeah. First time seeing Ricciardo in the top 5. I mean, yeah, he's in the top 5. Very good job from him, in fact. Very good recovery drive. He is 30 seconds behind his teammate, but still. Very good job from him. And Hamilton says, I don't think I can make this tyre last, man. Says, and then Hamilton's voice was rather sad as well. Oh, we're only 2 viewers away from hitting 2,000. And that'd be pretty sick. Ricciardo is setting purple sectors. That might just be because of a toe. We'll have to wait and see on that. But he has definitely done a very good job to get from P13 up into P5. Yeah, don't have any radio from Valtteri Bottas, but the gap now is 0.6 of a second. So Bottas might be attacking Hamilton here. And even if we get a Valtteri James, we might get Bottas just go. Bottas might say, James, it's Valtteri. I think I've got a clip of that, actually. I think I'll play that.
Yes, Valtteri, you are the man. Well done. Yes! Missed that feeling, guys. Kiitos. James, it's Valtteri. Amazing stuff, Valtteri.
Yeah, so maybe if Bottas says James, it's Valtteri, I'm going to overtake Lewis anyway. That might be good for him. 0.8 is a gap now, 0.6 is a gap, so he's gaining down the straight. He will have DRS going into turn 1. Maybe it's better to go slow in, fast out, get a good exit, and yeah. Yeah, James, it's Valtteri. Don't overtake Lewis, please. 0.2 is a gap now, so maybe Bottas will be able to pull off a move into turn 3. It's looking very, very close. and they're side by side going into turn 3 now. Valtteri Bottas overtakes Lewis Hamilton. What a move from Valtteri Bottas. Lewis Hamilton struggling with his tyres. Now Norris has to overtake Hamilton. The gap between Norris and Hamilton, 9/10 of a second. So maybe Norris could overtake Hamilton. Hamilton down in P4. Imagine how many points Verstappen is going to gain over Hamilton if Hamilton finishes P4 and Verstappen wins the race. Vettel is into the pits and so is Yuki Tsunoda. Both of those guys pitting because they can't make this the hard tyres last till the end of the race. But very, very, very good indeed from Valtteri Bottas. Definitely just completely destroys him. And now 6/10 is the gap between Norris and Hamilton. And as I say that, Perez overtakes Ricciardo going into turn 4. Very good overtake from Perez. Didn't push Ricciardo out like he did in the last few attempts. So Ricciardo down to P6, but Norris has the chance to overtake Lewis Hamilton here. 4/10 of a second is the gap. Perez also did get another 5-second time penalty, so if he's going to finish ahead of Ricciardo and Leclerc on the final at the end of the race, he's going to have to pull out a 5-second gap, which might be rather difficult, but he does have clean air ahead of him. Gap between Verstappen, Norris and Lewis Hamilton is 0.2 of a second now, going into turn 5. For half a hundred, they're side by side now, going into this corner, and let's see who comes out on top. Lando Norris comes out on top. Lando Norris overtakes Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton absolutely falling away now. His tyres completely off the cliff. He does have a leeway of 32 seconds now to Sergio Perez. So looks like Hamilton might just stick it out to P4 and then go for fastest lap at the end of the race, steal it away from Max Verstappen, because he does have a pit stop gap to Sergio Perez. 0.3 is the gap now between Perez, Ricciardo and Leclerc. They're so close to each other. And we'll have to wait and see if anyone can pull off an overtake, or they're just going to be stuck in a DRS train, because that's what we see around here in Formula 1 2020. We're only 22 likes away from 400 likes. If we could hit 400 likes, that would be pretty cool. And if we could, 400 likes, that would be pretty cool. Alright, so 18 laps left of the race. And yeah, it's looking very, very good indeed. Hopefully the tyres don't blow up. Lewis Hamilton does pit though, so maybe it might be a bit of an issue for the tyres if Hamilton can't manage them. Usually that's not a good sign, but Hamilton, if Norris and Bottas manage the tyres, then maybe it's possible. Have to wait and see. So Norris, Hamilton does come out with a 10-second gap to Perez, so it's very, very safe for him to pit, which he has done. Now let's see if he can set fastest lap of the race and steal that away from Verstappen. Alright, so back to the commentary here, and I'll tell you guys, out of the 19 drivers who are currently in this race, we have 11 of those drivers have been lapped. So this just shows you the extent of dominance that Max Verstappen has. He's 23 seconds ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and Max Verstappen is just absolutely dominating this. There are 16 laps left of the race. Guys, who are you going to vote for driver of the day? Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda has already got a time penalty actually for crossing the pit lane entry. He's got 5-second time penalty for that. And Stroll has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So penalties being given out left, right, centre here. But yeah, who's your guys' vote for driver of the day? Pierre Gasly has set the fastest lap of the race, which is rather unusual considering he's just been lapped. But yeah. So maybe Norris can get P2. Thanks Kerr1R for the subscription. Lando could definitely get driver of the day. He's been doing a very good job. And thanks Barge Brawl Stars for the subscription as well. So Lando could definitely get driver of the day. I think he's done very, very well. I would say Ricciardo is driver of the day. Started P13 up into P6 in that McLaren. Done a very good job. Lando is gaining fast. 1.4 seconds is the gap now. And fastest lap has been taken back by Max Verstappen, who goes marginally quicker than Carlos Sainz by 1/10 of a second. And yeah, gap between Verstappen and Norris and Hamilton is 23 seconds or so. 20 seconds now. It's because Lewis Hamilton pitted, and yeah, so that's currently what's going on. 1.1 seconds is the gap between Norris and Bottas. Though he could overtake him, but we'll have to wait and see on that because their tyres are on the same wear, so they pitted on the same lap here. Yeah, can I add a poll for driver of the day? Alright, well, I could actually add a poll for driver of the day, actually. So, I can... Oh, I think I have to end this poll first. Alright, I'll end this poll. And then if I add another poll... Oh, I can't add 2 polls. Okay, so I can only add 1 poll at a time. Yeah. I can only add 1 poll per stream, so unfortunately I can't do a poll for driver of the day. I think next race we'll do a poll for driver of the day. Oh no, I can do another poll. Alright, cool. We're actually 9 likes away from... we're 9 likes away from 400 likes. That'd be pretty cool if we'd hit that. Max Verstappen sets another fastest lap of the race. He's been doing that all race long, really, just pulling away from everyone else, driving very, very quickly indeed. We don't have any team radio, unfortunately, not yet at least. And yeah, so guys, who should I put as things for driver there? I think Norris, Ricardo, and and who else should I add for driver of the day poll? Maybe, let's see, who else could we add? Who else has done a really good job? I mean, Perez has done a good recovery drive. And then, let's see, on just Verstappen, because Verstappen's just been flying like crazy, really. So, here we go. And there's the poll. So, yeah, you guys can vote in that. I don't think we're going to do Kimi. I saw the memes, guys. But if Kimi does get driver of the day, I think he'll just get deleted like they did for Mazepin. So that's probably what would happen if we did all vote Kimi. But yeah, you guys do let me know and do vote for who should get driver of the day. It is now... thank you for the subscription, Milk Suato. But yeah, Hamilton is closing the gap up to Norris, but it won't be enough. There's 13 laps left of the race, 19 seconds to gain. There's not a chance that he'll be able to do that. Leclerc has once again got the highest top speed, 332 kilometers an hour going down the straight there. Leclerc is running a very, very low downforce setup, and he's just pulling away like absolute crazy. So Leclerc doing a very good job in that Ferrari. And definitely with the DRS that he's getting off the McLaren. Obviously, the McLaren's a monster down the straight, and if Leclerc's getting a tow from him, then it's going to be even better. Now we have Verstappen set another fastest lap, as he's doing, just managing those tyres now. 13 laps till the end of the race, 26 seconds to Valtteri Bottas, so Max Verstappen could feasibly pit and still come out ahead of Valtteri Bottas to get the fastest lap of the race. Yeah. Will Norris and Bottle pit or continue? No, Norris and Bottas will carry on till the end of the race. I think 12 laps. The gap behind is so big they could just drive rather slowly and still make it through. Well, let's see our poll for driver of the day then. We have it's very close between Norris and Ricardo here. 35% for Norris and 32% for Danny Rick. Yeah. Alright, don't spam too much, guys. Don't yeah, Fatima has just typed Go Lewis loads of times. Don't spam too much. Yeah. Now we have thanks Hank Grafman for the subscription. So now we have 10 people getting lapped here. Yeah. So alright, so Verstappen is pitting. Verstappen is going into the pits, guys. So Verstappen will be looking to take fastest lap away from Lewis Hamilton, anyone else who has it. And now we have Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz team radio, so I shall play that.
It's a very good pace, you can sustain it.
Verstappen behind 7.8.
Okay, so Verstappen's just pitted now, so the gap between Verstappen and Bottas is 7.2 seconds. There is a chance that, well, no, there's no chance actually that Bottas can overtake Verstappen, but there's a chance that Norris can overtake Bottas with the tyres. We'll see if anyone hits the cliff first. If Bottas hits the cliff before Norris, then Norris might be able to overtake and get past Valtteri Bottas, which will be very, very good indeed. What do you think of the new pit rules? I guess if they added them for safety reasons and they were purely safety reasons, then I think it's fair enough. But if they did it because Mercedes were like, oh my god, slow down Red Bull because they're just so fast, then I think it's just stupid. But I think it might have just been because of safety reasons. By the looks of it, Verstappen will destroy his own previous best fastest lap. He is on fresh. I'll tell you which tyres he's on. In fact. He's on fresh hard tyres, so he's just going for the safest strategy to try and get to the end of the race. Why is Lewis slacking up so much? Don't know what's happening with Lewis here. If Bottas is beating him, Lewis has just had a bit of an off weekend, really. So that's about it. The number of penalties today has been rather high. Guys, Nikita Mazepin is the first driver to have been lapped twice by Max Verstappen here. Nikita Mazepin probably will be the only driver that's been lapped twice because he's just rather terrible at driving, if we're being honest here. And yeah. Alright, so we're quite close to actually 2.5k viewers. If we hit 2.5k viewers, that'd be pretty sick. But Verstappen is 10 laps after to the race now, and it's looking very, very good indeed. Hamilton has just not had that much pace, and he had to pit because his tyres were just going to wear out too fast. So, yeah. That's what's happened to Hamilton. And as I said, Max Verstappen destroyed his fastest lap time by 2 full seconds. Goes into the 1 minute 6.2 now. And yeah. Yeah, it's just ridiculous for Mazepin, to be honest. He's getting lapped twice, and he's 50 seconds behind Mick. Like, okay, the Haas car is bad, right? But it's pretty terrible. I'm from Mick. Alright, guys, I'm not going to jinx it here, but George Russell is in the points. So, George Russell is in the points. He is in P10. It is rather tense indeed. So I think all of you guys should hit the like button, because I think that's just going to help George Russell to score that P10 and just get those points. Yeah, all of you guys hit the like button. Yeah. All right, it is looking very tense from Russell here actually. Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see. It is Alonso. Alonso is 5/10 behind George Russell, and George Russell has 8 laps to go now. 8 laps, 5/10 of a second to gap, hold off. He has to hold off Fernando Alonso. 4/10 of a second is the gap now, so this is going to be the main focus of commentary for till the end of the race now. Coming out of turn 3, Alonso's lost a bit of time, obviously because of the dirty air, hasn't got the best traction, but then he definitely has DRS, and he will be gaining down the straight. If he can make any if he can capitalize off that, it'll be very good. But I think Russell has held him off at least for this lap. Going into turn 4, Russell brakes as late as he possibly can. Really, he needs to hold off Alonso as much as possible. 5/10 is the gap now between the two drivers. Alonso obviously will be losing time in the middle sector because of dirty air, and he will also be his tyres will also be overheating, so it'll be very difficult for him to manage that really, the overheating tyres, because he definitely needs to push and get close to Russell if he's going to win, if he's going to get P10 really. But we all want Russell to get the points here. So 6/10 is a gap now going down the start-finish straight. He will definitely have DRS again. He's gaining. He's got the fastest first sector, green first sector now. And if you guys notice, the minimum speed going into turn 3, Russell holds a higher minimum speed by 0.3 of a second. oh no, by 3 kilometers an hour. So Russell has still, by the looks of that, Russell has more tire life than Alonso, because he's being able to hold a higher minimum speed around the corners. But saying that, Fernando Alonso is now only 0.2 of a second behind George Russell. The gap has been extended because they've passed through turn 4. There's a gap. The gap between Norris and Hamilton now is 23 seconds. There's no chance of that there being an overtake there. Norris could potentially overtake Bottas towards the end of the race, but the main focus of commentary now is George Russell is in P10, Fernando Alonso is in P11. It is very, very close indeed. The Ferrari duo have swapped around. Sainz has overtaken Leclerc. Sainz had the fresher tyres, just had so much more pace than Leclerc. Ferrari just had to do the switch, otherwise it would just be unfair. And there's a chance that Sainz could overtake Ricciardo, but the main focus now back to Russell and Alonso. It's nail-biting stuff here. 0.4 of a second is the gap going into turn number 4, and they are pushing. Russell is pushing very, very hard. But yeah, what's my opinion of the race so far? I mean, the race has been fairly interesting, but not the best race. So we've had 0.2 of a second is the gap now between Alonso and Russell. 0.3 now. So Russell is clinging on for dear life to get these points. He will do anything. He's gonna go for the most dangerous defensive maneuvers. He wants these points for Williams here. He's gonna hold on for this. And 6 laps left on the race. 6 very tense laps for George Russell in that Williams. He definitely does have the advantage over Fernando Alonso in a straight line. The Williams was an absolute rocket going down the straight. We have some team radio from Fernando Alonso. I will play that. Fernando... Oh no, from Lando Norris, not Fernando Alonso. Wrong name.
Yeah, I don't know, I just don't have enough space, really. Can't get close enough.
Alright, so Norris says he can't get close enough to Valtteri Bottas. So Norris, so it looks like Norris is in P3, but that's still a podium for Lando Norris. Very, very good from him. His fellow rookie from 2 years ago, George Russell, is now 0.2 ahead of Fernando Alonso now. Going into turn 4, Alonso, the gap has got even smaller, 1.8 of a second, 1.5 of a second, and Russell makes it through into the braking zone, does not lock up, and has still maintained the lead over Fernando Alonso, but they are pushing very, very, they are on the limit of grip here. The tyres are wearing out so much. 5 laps to go. George is giving it everything to bring home that point. That one singular point from P10, Georgia is pushing like absolute crazy. 5 laps left of the race. 0.6 of a second is the gap between Russell and Alonso. Yeah, maybe Russell could be driver of the day, I don't know. But by the looks of it, our poll, Norris is driver of the day. I mean, Norris has done a very, very good job indeed. He is in a podium with that McLaren. All right, so 1.8 seconds is the gap. 0.18 seconds is the gap between Russell and Alonso. The gap is now 1/10 of a second, so this is the best chance Alonso's had. They're side by side now. Russell loses the place to Alonso, but can he fight it back into turn 4? No. Alonso overtakes Russell. 0.3 of a second is the gap. Let's see if Russell can fight it back in any other corner. He's going to be pushing, because if he doesn't overtake him now, he's lost out. 0.8 of a second is the gap between Russell and Alonso. By the looks of it, it's happened. I guess F in the chat for... guys, can we get some Fs in the chat for George Russell? He's just dropped out of the points into P11 now. I think we need some Fs here. It's a big rip. That's about it really. He's just dropped out of the points now. 1.1 seconds is the gap, and that is a big F in the chat for George Russell. Don't spam F too much, guys, but I mean, don't type F more than once, basically. Alright, so back to the race now. Norris still, as he said on the radio, not being able to catch up to Valtteri Bottas. 2.2 seconds is the gap, but that's still very, very solid points for McLaren. Norris in P3, Ricciardo in P6, very good points indeed for the McLaren team. Ricciardo finally got some good pace in the race. He's caught up and done a good job. Alright, so back to Verstappen has still got a 14-second lead over Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen also has the fastest lap, 1 minute 1 minute 6.2. That's the fastest lap really, and well, yeah. So Verstappen is definitely going to get the fastest lap point here because no one else can really do much, and yeah. All right, we have some team radio from Lewis Hamilton. I shall play that.
You want to try keep Perez behind, so he drops as many places. Be good for the team.
I'm trying, man.
Yep. So Perez has been informed to push as hard as he can to Lewis Hamilton and try and overtake him. But obviously, there's only 2 laps left of the race, and the 4 seconds is the gap now. So yeah, that's about it. And also talking back to Perez had a 5-second time penalty, but he is now 9 seconds ahead of Danny Rick. 9 seconds ahead, so he will not lose a place. So Perez will get P5. It will be a good points haul for Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren. Ferrari also doing a good job, double points for them. And then Gasly and Alonso make it through into 9th and 10th. With 1 lap remaining of the race, Max Verstappen has absolutely dominated from start to finish, to be honest. Pulling away at the start. He's never really looked back. Always had the tyres in check, putting in fastest lap after fastest lap. It's looking very good indeed. We have some team radio from Lando Norris, and then I think we should get some Supermax on because what a good race.
I know Bottas coming up on some back markers. There's 4 of them.
Say it again when no cars are going past the freaking pit lane. I can't hear you.
Bottas is coming up on back markers. 5 laps to go, including this one.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Well, that was outdated information, but now we have some Supermax. Yeah, here we go. Yep. So very good job from Max Verstappen there. He's won the race significantly ahead of everyone else. Bottas comes home in P2. Norris up in P3. Good job from him. And then we have Perez has had a bit of an issue, I think. He's down. He's dropped. Oh no, never mind. It's green flag running. I don't know what happened. There might have been just a bit of a glitch. Hamilton is in. Oh, okay. Sainz is in P5 again. I think it might be glitching on. I'll just confirm who gets P5. But that is it. The race has been completed. And yeah. Oh, I think Vettel had a bit of an issue. He lost 4 places on the last lap of the race. So yeah, he might have just went for a bit of a move and then just lost out. Rather unfortunate for him. But yeah. Thank you for the. Oh my God, Paul. Thank you for the donation of 100. I don't know what currency that is, but thank you so much. That is so cool. I really do appreciate it. I think that will definitely go towards the new mic and the new F1 game. Thank you so much for the donation. I really do appreciate it. Any of you guys, everyone who has supported the stream, you don't have to donate. All of you guys that have watched, liked, subscribed, thank you so much. And I really do appreciate the donation, Paul. Yeah, I'm streaming for all of the other races as well. But yeah, wow. I did not 100 Danish kronen. Okay. I think that translates over to like £10, which is a lot. So thank you so much. Yeah, 13.50 euros. Thank you so much. Yeah. And that's definitely going towards the new mic that I'm saving up for in the channel. Yeah. Alright. So that has been the Austrian Grand Prix. The next race is Silverstone, which I will also be streaming for. And, well, yeah. I'm streaming for the Silverstone race. It's where I live. I live in it. Well, I don't live at Silverstone, I live in England, but it will be a very, very interesting race to watch. We have some team radio from Max Verstappen, the winner from today's race, of course.
Great job, Max. Great job. Whole fastest lap race win.
Wow, even better than last week. The car was on rails on every tire. Incredible, guys.
That was clinical, Max. Fantastic. Absolute clean slate. Well done, mate.
Yeah, congrats everyone. That's just amazing. Let's keep this up.
Yep, so McLaren, what's it said? What's he just said? Verstappen, the car has just been absolutely amazing for him. He's just driven absolutely perfectly, really. And yeah, see you later, Kian Croffey, and Oxide Sky. I will give you a shout out because, yeah, I think I saw your message before. But yeah, it is cool. Thank you everyone for subscribing, watching, liking, and everything, and the donation as well from Paul. We don't have any team radio from anyone else. Oh, so what happened at the end of the race? Vettel and Raikkonen had a little crash. So Raikkonen locked up, and then Vettel went down the inside, but then Kimi Raikkonen didn't see him, and then they had a little issue there, and they both ended up in the gravel. I will see all of you guys. Is Russell... No, I don't think Russell's replacing Bottas at the British GP. No, I don't think that's happening. Yeah. But yeah, I'll see you, Kruby, tomorrow. In the... Well, not tomorrow. In 2 weeks' time, in the Silverstone Grand Prix, British Grand Prix. Yeah. Thank you, Connor, for the subscription. All of you guys that have subscribed and everything for the last 3 races in a row, really do appreciate it. It's been absolutely amazing. It's a pleasure having you guys in the chat. And I'll be streaming. Actually, guys, the new F1 game is also coming out on the day of the Silverstone race. So I will be driving F1 2021. I'll be playing the game on this channel. We'll be doing some gaming for once, in fact. Not tomorrow. When the game comes out, which is on the 16th of July, so the Friday of the practice session for the Silverstone Grand Prix, that's when the game comes out. So I'll be streaming the game on the practice sessions, and then I'll be watching, then I'll be commentating over qualifying and the race, of course, on those days as well. Yeah, have a nice day, Kruby, Gamer, Fab Sneaking, MCTG, and Morty Ninja. Thank you all of you. Thank you everyone else for watching as well. And yeah, it's been a great race. If you guys want to talk about F1, then be sure to just stay in the stream, type in the chat, because I'm actually free right now, so we can talk about F1. Everyone loves a bit of F1 chit chat, I guess. And I will just, yeah. I think what I'm going to do, I'll put the standings up for the final standings, the race standings, and the things, what's it called, the championship standings as well. Yeah. And I'll end the drive of the day vote as well. So drive of the day, according to us, was Lando Norris. Thanks, Blue, okay, for the subscription. Yeah. Norris is on the podium. Very good job from Norris, in fact. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Crazy. So those are the final finishing positions of everyone. Yeah. I'm going to see you guys. Yeah, good day, good night to all of you. I will be carry on talking about F1. So summarise today's race in 3 sentences. Max Verstappen dominating. Midfield drama with lots of penalties. And George Russell was so close. I think that would be 3 good sentences to summarise this race. Was Vettel's last stop necessary? Why didn't they use the medium tyres? I think they just wanted to play it safe and go on the hard tyres. And the last stop was necessary because the tyres just wore out so quickly for everyone else. It was Sainz. Sainz was the only person who could manage it. do 50 laps or so on the hard tyres, and I think that was because he was just from the outset of the race, he was like, let's conserve these tyres, not push too hard, and see how far we can go. So yeah, it was good from Sainz. All of the other drivers couldn't do it because they were in dirty air and they were pushing quite hard. So that's why none of the other drivers could do it. Yeah, Russell, I mean, it's just rather unfortunate for him. 5 seconds off P5. It was so close. Yeah. I mean, so good and so close for him. Yeah, just yeah, that's about it really. So close, but he could not do it. All right, so we have some quotes from Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. So Max Verstappen says, "Incredible, to be honest. The car was unreal on every tyre set we put on it. It was really enjoyable to drive. A great effort by the whole team. These 2 weeks have been these 2 weeks here have been incredible." So Max Verstappen really enjoying to drive the car here, and just having a lot of fun, enjoying it, and obviously winning, so that makes it even better. Oh, we're only 7 likes away from 500 likes. If we could hit 500 likes, that'd be pretty cool. Oh, we're 4 likes away. Yeah. Oh, I will. I'll put the drivers and constructors standing up. In fact, Formula 1. So we'll go on to the standings, if it decides to load, which it probably won't. And what's the difference between? Well, I'll tell you guys what the difference is now. In fact, so difference in standings between driver standings. Difference is all right. So here it is. The difference between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton is 18 points. I think, is that 18 points? Can I do maths? Yeah, it's 18 points is the difference between both of Hamilton and Verstappen. It's looking good for both of those drivers. I mean, if Hamilton finishes P2, and then Verstappen doesn't finish a race, then that will be very unfortunate, because then Max Verstappen will lose all of his points advantage, and yeah. All right, so we've got a quote from Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris, and I'll put up the next driver. I'll put up the drivers and constructors standings. In fact, so here we go. All right. Oops. I'll put. So the quote from Lando Norris, the quote from Valtteri Bottas was, "As a team, we got some decent points considering the gap we had to Red Bull on pure pace." So Valtteri Bottas thinks that the Mercedes car was just completely slower than the Red Bull car. Oops, what's this? What am I doing? Here we go, and here we go. All right. So those are the constructor standings, and these are the driver standings. So Valtteri Bottas thinks that they just had a lack of pace completely, compared to all of the other drivers, and that's probably why he was just, well, he's saying that we probably should have, that they did good, considering where they actually were, but I still think that they probably should have done a bit better. Considering, like, they are in a Mercedes and they've been dominating for so long. They should have some experience and some way to battle against, like, just worse stuff, really. Is it not updated with today's race? Yeah, I thought it wasn't, actually, because I thought the championship battle before was, it might be updated in a bit. Yeah, it's been updated now, in fact. It's 32 points is the gap between Verstappen and Hamilton, so it's actually a very big gap indeed between both of the drivers, and yeah. So all right, I'll turn off all of this stuff here that we've got. Race status, that can go off. Green flag, that can go off as well. All right, thanks for the subscription, Face Bayan. The 2020 Mercedes have track records better than the 2021 version car. Yes, because I think obviously the track, they had the rule change, which meant that the cars were just slower, and they don't have DAS, which is also a good point from Kruby. but yeah, so the Mercedes hasn't been that strong this this year, and especially with it being the rule changes affecting the low rate cars more than the high rate cars. It's just a disadvantage towards Mercedes and an advantage towards Red Bull. And Red Bull are taking full advantage of this. 40 points ahead in the constructors, and 22 points ahead from Max Verstappen. So it's looking very, very good indeed. For those guys. All right, so we have a quote from Lando Norris. I'll just read that out. So, it was a good race. It was exciting. I'm disappointed because we should have had second place. He went off the track himself. We didn't push him off. I'm so frustrated. So that's what he was talking about. He was talking about when he pushed Perez off the track, or Perez said that he pushed him off the track. And so Norris was basically saying that it wasn't his fault. And then the next bit is, I could keep up with Bottas even in the dirty air. It's nice to know we can be there. It's the first race in many years we've actually been racing a Mercedes and a Red Bull. So Lando Norris has done a very, very good job indeed racing the Red Bull. Driving very well, of course. And, well, yeah. I'm just going to make this little chat box a bit bigger so you guys can read it a bit easily. But the McLaren has been driving very, very well. And yeah, that's a lot of hard work that the McLaren engineers have put in, and it's paying off very, very well. When did Russell win in a slow car? I mean, Russell did a very good job in last year in Bahrain when he was a lot quicker than Valtteri Bottas in the race. Carlos has been catching up. That is very, very good. That's a good point. Carlos has been doing a very good job compared to Leclerc. He's only 2 points behind Leclerc, and considering it's his first season at Ferrari, it's very, very good indeed from Carlos Sainz. And yeah, just very good job from Sainz. And well, yeah, that's about it, really. Sainz has adapted to the car very well. McLaren, in fact, said that they were surprised that Sainz actually came into the into the factory so many times. They didn't know what to do. So the Ferrari team are taking full advantage, and Sainz is definitely benefiting from coming into the factory loads of times, like everyone else. So what are you guys talking about in the chat? I should probably put a message in the chat. Verstappen won, and then I'll pin it. Max Verstappen won. And I'll just pin that message because so anyone else who's new coming to the stream can realise what's just gone on. But yes, it's been a very, very good race indeed. Good battling between in the midfield. Put the GP on. The race is finished, guys. Yeah. Race is over, and Max Verstappen wins the race. Ricciardo is he was a very, very talented driver, especially at the start of his career when he beat Vettel. Vettel was obviously dominating from 2010 to 2013. 2014, Ricciardo came into the team, and Ricciardo beat Vettel, which, well, it was a good job from Ricciardo beating Vettel, but maybe that might have been a bit of a fluke, maybe a bad year for Vettel. But nevertheless, Ricciardo definitely has a lot of talent. Obviously, it showed it off today, starting P13, finished up in P6, I think. Yeah. Who was second place? Second place was Valtteri Bottas, and third place was Lando Norris. Yeah, I should probably put the race standings up as well. Yeah, that's probably a smart idea, actually. I'll do that. I'll put the race standings up as well. Duplicate tab. But Daniel, yeah, if Daniel never left Red Bull, he definitely would have had a good chance. But it's been tough for him because he just hasn't been able to, just hasn't been able to, sort of, mesh with the Red Bull team. Really, he hasn't been performing that well. What is this doing? Let's put that to the, and then right. Well, this is just getting a bit fiddly, isn't it? Right. Oh, exit full screen. All right. But who is driver of the day? Driver of the day. I think it was Danny Ricciardo who got driver of the day. Yeah, Danny Ricciardo got driver of the day. It was a good drive from him, to be honest. Definitely did deserve it because he's recovered finally. He hasn't been doing so well in the previous races, and now he's recovered back. So it's a good job from him. Just wait and see if he can keep that up for the next few races coming up. Alright, so those are all the standings. So that's the constructors, those are the drivers, and then this is the race. There we go. You feel bad for Daniel he was promised by Alpine that they would be a competitive car in the upcoming season, then it turned out to be opposite, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Daniel, I think he has had a bit of a comeback, at least in today's race. Definitely done a good job to recover from his bad qualifying. But hopefully if he can get on top of that qualifying and improve that, then he will definitely have a good shot at challenging Lando. Lando was doing a very good job up in P2 today, and yeah. Daniel Ricciardo is back, and I mean, he's been putting in a lot of work in the simulator as well, according to McLaren. So I think that's fair enough. That he has gained something out of putting all of this work in, and if he's putting all of the work, then yeah. Oh, gamer Fab Schnicking, I do appreciate it. I will pin your message. In fact, yeah. You dozed off, yeah. I mean, but yeah, Danny's done a good. Was my commentary boring? Or I guess you might have just been tired. You know, I mean, it's a Sunday. Loads of people are tired. Loads of people like sleeping. I quite like sleeping as well. But yeah. Thanks, gamer Fab Schnicking, and also just with the timing people out on the chat. Just don't time like too many people out. Give them like one warning. And then time them out. It's just a bit of effort, really. It's just so many people like, so many people don't want to ban too many people. Basically, Creepy was here when I woke up and it was over. Yeah, big weekend, lol. Your commentary was good, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I do enjoy doing this commentary, so it's been a good race today. And hopefully we can get an even better race in Silverstone. Don't get any tyre failures like last year, because if the tyre failures, the race results are here on the rightmost screen, rightmost section. We have the race results. But it was a very good. Hopefully, what was I going to say? I just forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, that we don't get any tyre failures in Silverstone. Thanks Mono Caritas for the subscription. Hopefully we don't get any tyre failures in Silverstone, because it's just really dangerous. Like in Baku, if we had tyre failures, then we definitely don't want any tyre failures here in Silverstone, because Silverstone is so high speed. Like Maggots and Beckett's, Cops as well, all of them such high speed corners. It would be so dangerous if there was a tyre failure there. So if we don't get any tyre failures and we get a good race at Silverstone, it'll be very, very good indeed. Especially to watch, because Silverstone always produces some good racing. With turn 1 and I think it's turn 3 and 4, turn 3, 4, 5 complex is a very good overtaking there. You think Lewis will win without tyres next race? Yeah. Well, Lewis hasn't been performing very well, in fact. So maybe they won't. Maybe Lewis won't win. You've enjoyed coming here. Well, Nevermind is quite a random name for your YouTube account, I guess. But I guess thank you, Nevermind. Yeah, so this has been updated. So Red Bull have a 44-point lead over Mercedes, which 44 is actually Lewis Hamilton's number, but 44-point lead for Red Bull over Lewis Hamilton. 32 of those points come from Max Verstappen's lead over Lewis Hamilton by, 32 points, and then the next 12 points come from Perez's lead over Valtteri Bottas by 12 points. So Red Bull are doing very, very good. It's their best season on record since like 2013, really. And yeah, they nearly have a 2-race lead in terms of the constructors, and I don't think it's almost over. There's still a lot of chances for Lewis to come back and win this race, win the championship. But if Red Bull keep performing consistently, then we'll have to wait and see. And also, Mercedes have said that they're going to bring upgrades to the car. So if these upgrades are good and they are like actual significant, like useful upgrades, then it might be challenging for Red Bull to overtake Mercedes. Stay ahead of Mercedes, because they have the advantage now, but and also you have to focus on next year, because if they don't focus on next year, then they're going to be slower next year and not good enough this year. Do you think Russell will suit the Red Bull car? I think Russell's a good enough driver to adapt to any car, really. So if he'll be able to adapt to any car. He's just such a talented driver. It's just unfortunate that he doesn't have a quick car, because if you guys remember Sakir last year, he got in the Mercedes car and he drove so well. Very, very close to Valtteri Bottas, and the only issue that Mercedes had with his driving style was that he turned in too early to the corner, because he was used to the understeer that the Williams car had. Because if you have understeer, you have to turn earlier into the corner. So Russell, that was the only issue that Mercedes had, because the Mercedes didn't have as much understeer as the Williams, so that was the only problem that Russell had with the Mercedes car. So if he can drive the Mercedes, he can drive the Red Bull. Max would need a couple of DNFs, and Lewis top 3 finishes. The Red Bull reliability is much better now, yes. The Honda engine has been doing very, very well, and even if they do have to take a penalty for the engine, it's much better that Max will be able to fight his way through the field to try and get into, score some points back, because Max can do that, and the Red Bull car's good at overtaking. They have good top speed as well, so it is looking very, very decent. And yeah, the FP1 doesn't count, but the FP1 engine doesn't count, but yeah. Russell was P1 and FP1. Oh, I see. In Sakir, was he? It was all looking happy days for Russell to score his first race win ever in a Mercedes. And then, obviously, that did not happen, did it? Gamer Fabschnicking, what are you doing? You're just typing stop spamming and writing out only caps. You will get a 300-second timeout. There's no one in the chat spamming, so I don't know why you're typing that, but cool. I think this is AlphaTauri's best season on record as well. They've been performing very, very well compared to all of the other drivers, all of the other midfield teams. Only behind Ferrari now. They're ahead of Aston Martin. They're very close to Aston Martin in terms of race pace as well. Oh, never mind, you're from Australia as well. Oh, cool. So we've got 2 Australians in the chat now. I'll see you guys. I'll see you next race. So that's in 2 weeks' time in Silverstone. But definitely AlphaTauri are doing a very good job staying ahead of Aston Martin. 3 Australians. Oh, MCTG, you're from Australia as well. Cool. We've got a lot of Australians here. Crikey, good day, mate. Yeah, I guess that's all I know. How Australians don't say howdy, do they? Isn't that like a cowboy thing? But good day. I think I'll remember that for next stream, guys. Say good day to you guys. Yeah. Sakir, in my opinion, was an amazing race because George in the Mercedes and Checo got his first win. Yeah, Checo got his first win. Yeah, um, yeah, good day. Yeah. Well, it's been a pretty good stream. I think I will end it. I'll end it in like, let's say, I'll end it in 5 minutes, 5 6 minutes. I'll end the stream. But it's been very good. But in fact, actually, I want to talk about this. Out of so not Michael Schumacher, Mick Schumacher was lapped twice, and so was Mazepin. Vettel DNF'd the race because he had an issue at the last lap. He crashed into Raikkonen. I'll see you Kruby, and see you Gamer Fab sneaking. Oh wow, we've just got loads of mods typing in the chat. I got Nightbot, Multi Ninja, Kruby. Yeah, so thanks all of you guys, all of the moderators. I do appreciate all of you guys moderating chat. If you guys do see if you see I see the spammers, then don't be afraid to ban them really, because well, they're just annoying. And I'm gonna keep this subscriber only chat for so the spammers don't really spam, because that's pretty useful. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Well, in 2 weeks time. Yeah, MCTG. Yeah. So I was talking about how out of the 19 people or 18 people that finished the race, only 9 of them hadn't been lapped. Like, that is such domination from Max Verstappen here. He lapped half the field and lapped 2 people twice, which is crazy. Yes, Russell outqualified the Ferraris on mediums. Like, what like, that was crazy. He beat his soft tyre time on the mediums as well. He was just going so fast. Just absolutely epic from George Russell. Definitely does deserve a seat higher up in the Formula One categories, I would say. But yeah, like, just one epic job from him. It was a very good job from Valtteri Bottas staying in P2, beating Hamilton actually. Why doesn't it rain in F1? Yeah, the raining chances as well. It was 60% chance to rain, and we didn't get any rain. Like, come on. F1 definitely has some weather force field magnetic thing where they just like tell all the clouds to just bugger off, because it just never rains. Like, there's always a 60% chance of rain, but it never actually rains. Oh, my channel title is called Race Watchalong Russell in the Points. I think we'll have to change that to just Race Watchalong. Actually, no, I'll just leave it like that. But yeah, it was a very good race. And yeah, I'm always giving multiple chances to them as I warn them, stop spamming. And if only they spam, they get hurt. Alright, yeah, okay. We just don't want to ban too many people, because it comes up in the chat that you've banned someone, and then obviously if you ban them, then it comes out like, oh, this chat's a bit toxic or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you're banning the correct people. I was watching you, so it was fun. And also, Kruby, Multi Ninja, and MCTG, if you guys aren't in the Discord, then join the Discord, because we'll have a little chat for the moderators. And I guess you guys can talk to me a bit more about F1 if you want. I think some of your viewers doze off. Oh no, it usually stays like this. Usually, for some reason, we just have like 300 people just here. I guess they just don't listen to. They don't like comment. They don't type in the chat or anything, but they just listen to the commentary, or just listen to me talk, or I don't know. I feel like rainy weather in races is very special. Actually, in England, because I live in England here, it's quite it's getting rather hot. So I think we'll have I don't think we'll have any rain around Silverstone, but I think what F1 should do, they should time the races. So say if it's the winter season or something, in if it's the winter season in, I don't know, Portugal or something, then they should plan the race to be in the winter season, just because it's more beneficial, really, that they'll get that there's a higher chance of rain, and the race will probably be more interesting. Oh, Kruby, you're in the Discord, cool. Yeah, well, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, then yeah, do join the Discord and follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all of that good stuff, really. Yeah. Do we have a meeting? I think I'll make a separate channel in the Discord for the for mods, and then you guys can talk to me about F1. I'll reply a lot more than I do in the normal stuff. But yeah, I think I'll end the stream now. It's been a pretty good race, and I've enjoyed talking to all of you guys. And all of you guys still watching, then yeah, all of you guys still watching, then have a good day, morning, good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on where you are. And I'll see you all guys in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Wait, where's my mouse? Alright, here we go.